Clayton, after the show, it's the AfterB.O. We are here with a web exclusive, the B.O. Boys AfterB.O. for what is it? The Thursday,
November 9th.
November 9th. Yeah. So after show, we had a great show with David Thompson, the direct, talks a lot about Captain Marvel, Legend of Zelda, video game movies, superhero movies. You predicted the Marvels is going to open 39 million. You're saying
Morbius.
That was a stunning prediction on what was a great episode. So, of course, watch that full episode on the channel.
Can I say something really quick about David Thompson?
Go for it. Cut the shit on this guy.
I'm not going to cut the shit. It's the opposite of cutting the shit. I think that this, every time we talk to David, I feel like the future of box office podcasting and prognostication is in good hands.
Yes.
I mean, this is a young man that knows what he's talking about. He's a passionate young fella.
Yeah.
He's always a pleasure to talk to.
Yep. And he sees movies in movie theaters. I mean,
yes.
He's seen David Fincher's The Killer in a movie theater. He's already seen Priscilla. He saw The Marvels in theaters already. So this is a guy young guy, but he's about theatrical. He's not about streamo. He gets his butt to the movie theater seats to even see a movie that's going to be on Netflix in 2 days. David Fincher's The Killer. David Thompson saw that in a movie theater. So yes, the future is bright. So yes, watch that full episode with David Thompson. It's a real barn burner. But Clayton, we're here on the AfterB.O, and you had something specific that you wanted to talk about. You sent me you texted me some links that I don't know about how reputable they are, but talk to me about the big topic you wanted to go into here on the AfterB.O.
I think we'd be remiss to not just really quickly mention SAG strike is over.
Okay.
News broke today. People have been asking me, am I back? And yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Wow. So the first
impressions
time
are back.
That is the first time on the B.O. Boys since SAG went on strike. And of course, you are a member in terrible standing in SAG.
It gets worse every day.
Well, the interest on your overdue dues gets larger and larger. But that is the first time since the SAG strike that Clayton has been able to do one of his patented impressions, that you've been able to act on the B.O. Boys. So, this is huge. This is huge for the show, for the AfterB.O, that now your full bag of impressions is wide open once again. You could do your Borat, you could do your Austin Powers, you could do your, Ellen DeGeneres dancing impression. You could do all of it on the show once again.
Yeah. So that's exciting. And of course,
your walk-in, you could do your walk-in, of course.
Yeah. The ramifications of, the strike ending are going to be ongoing. So obviously we're going to talk about it when it comes to these movies coming up and the promotion and who's eating hot wings and who's not, which, we talk so much about eating hot wings, and it really has just been, for the past few episodes, a bunch of shitheads because people can't promote movies. And now they're going to be like, oh, we don't need to have these shitheads on anymore. We can have actual actors eating the wings, which I'm excited for.
Yeah. And of course, Timothée Chalamet is hosting Saturday Night Live this weekend, and he will be able to say Dune 2 over and over and over again. His whole monologue could consist of him just shouting Dune 2 for 10 minutes straight, and that will be allowed by his union.
Yes, Gene Wilder's casket is safe in the mausoleum for now.
Yes, that's right. We theorize that maybe he would just wheel out Gene Wilder's casket as a way of hinting at. I guess Wonka would be what he'd promote, not Dune 2. But now he could just say Wonka. He doesn't have to wheel out Gene Wilder's casket. So that's great for, I guess, Gene Wilder's family most of all, because they probably wouldn't have wanted that. SAG strike is over. Actors could promote. Movies are probably going to be going back into production by the end of the year. So that's exciting. And hopefully that means that next year's 2024 movie schedule isn't a total shit show, though it'll probably be some degree of a shit show because of the delay in production.
And I love that, because speaking of shit show, now, you were saying this article I sent you, it's about Inside Out 2, which we know is a go picture. It is a movie that is going to be made.
Yes. Yes.
Now, from this article, a lot of this information is from known Hollywood insider. Can we get some toast?
Okay, so that's the name of the person who is the insider. Can we get some toast?
I'm assuming it's on their birth certificate.
Okay.
Now, in these rumors, what they're saying is Amy Poehler's back, got offered $5 million, took it. Bill Hader, Mindy Kaling, not back because they were offered $100,000 each.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And
Wow.
so
No
they
respect for Barry.
lowballed Barry and
Wow.
Mindy, because I think all of her characters are called Mindy and everything.
No, Velma. She plays Velma. Right? She does the Velma cartoon.
The voice of Velma? Is she the voice? I don't know if she's the voice of Velma. Is she?
I think she might be.
Okay, so Fear and Disgust. They both, Bill Hader played Fear, she played Disgust, out of the movie.
Wow.
Because the sequel is about the teenage version of the original character. Okay.
Okay.
So I guess when you're going off to college or something, she's like a college aged person at this point.
She's aged. Okay.
Yeah. So Fear and Disgust are no longer a thing when you get older, I guess.
Huh.
Although anytime I think of Pixar movies, I feel disgust. So right there, that's out of the that just kind of puts the kibosh on that theory. Now,
hey, someone's kid loved it.
Okay. I love that this is the AfterB.O because in the AfterB.O, I can roll my eyes at that.
Mm-hmm. Because it's a web exclusive.
Okay. Here's what, and listen, I hope Can We Get Some Toast is a parody account, and I hope this is not really the case because accordingly, since those two actors were not signed on because they were extremely lowballed, there are going to be new emotions. We don't know who's going to be cast for these new emotions, but some of the new emotions that are going to be with joy and anger and sadness, because Lewis Black is doing it and the woman from The Office is doing it, because I don't know what they're getting paid, but certainly you can't lowball the two of them.
Right.
There's no lowballing Lewis Black.
No, he won't stand for it. He'll yell.
No, but what I'm saying is you can go as low as you want with Lewis Black.
Oh, I see what you're saying, that he's used to making Daily Show guest appearance money. So yeah.
$100,000. What would this guy do for $100,000? Right. Here are the new emotions that are the possibilities. These are what Toast Man says are the new emotions.
Can we have some toast?
Yes.
You're the one who found this guy.
Known Hollywood insider, can we have toast?
Listen, you're the one who brought Can We Have Some Toast onto the B.O. Boys. So
okay.
Put some respect on his Twitter handle.
Anxiety, embarrassment, envy, and how do you pronounce this?
Ennui.
Ennui. Okay.
You looked at those letters and you didn't know how to pronounce that word?
No, I wanted you to say ennui.
Oh, okay.
Ennui.
Okay.
I thought we could say it together. That's why I was like, I should have said, let's say it together, but how do we pronounce this was my way of saying, ennui.
Got it.
If this is true, this is a parody. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I say Pixar has lost the plot. When Pixar has gone off of the beaten path of success and is in new territories of navel gazing, catering to old millennial bullshit. Number one, paying $5 million for Amy Poehler means this movie is for elder millennials. It's not for kids because she has zero relevance to young people other than maybe the mom in Mean Girls. And I don't think she's in the musical version. So who knows? Maybe she does a cameo, but she's not playing the same character.
Doesn't she have a baking show that maybe kids are watching that? She's got that Bake It show.
Kids don't have to sit and watch what their parents are watching on TV anymore. They can watch whatever they want. Okay.
Right.
So the fact that that is what's happening here, and the fact that these emotions are anxiety, embarrassment, ennui, and envy, it's comical. This is comical to me. And the director, Pete Docter, is being replaced by the director who did Onward, which is a movie that, even though it opened before COVID and it had a truncated run, it was already bombing before COVID happened.
Go back and listen to the early B.O. Boys episodes of March 2020. We talked about how Onward should not get a pass because of COVID. It was a full-on bomb when it came out.
Pixar continuously props up these directors who have failures. Look at the guy who did The Good Dinosaur and did Elemental. They will
Elemental was a hit.
Elemental was not a hit. It wasn't a disaster. Elemental was not a disaster, but it was not a hit.
I don't know. Right? I do know that there's people whose kids loved it.
Pat, can you talk honestly here for a second? What is your thought?
Yes.
On Inside Out 2.
Right.
If these rumors are true.
If you're saying if these rumored emotions that are going to be personified, could you read that list of emotions again for Inside Out 2?
Can we get some toast, says. There are new emotion-inspired characters ready to debut, namely anxiety, embarrassment, envy, and the one that really gets me is
ennui. Yeah. Okay.
No kid knows what ennui is.
Okay.
Pixar movies are supposed to be for children, and now they're for navel-gazing elder millennials.
So, okay, of those emotions, I think that embarrassment is an emotion that can be played for laughs very easily. I could see a Jack Black level comedic performer stepping in there as the voice and getting a lot of mileage out of embarrassment. I think
for $100,000, will he do it for $100,000? Because that's what they're paying.
Well, then maybe you get that guy who is in the Dodgeball movie, who's like the third-rate Josh Gad. You know who that actor is, or he was in the
Fogelman.
Yes,
Dan Fogelman.
Dan Fogelman, not Dodgeball. He was in that. What was the movie he was in? That was like they were on a tournament where they kicked each other in the nuts, or they did paddleball or table tennis. Do you remember
Balls
this movie?
of Fury?
Balls of Fury. So you get Dan Fogelman, and he does it for $100,000, and he plays embarrassment. I think that one is fine. I think that anxiety. I know what you mean. Anxiety, ennui. That really starts to turn into the Pixar old man navel gazing. Like, I didn't have enough time with my shrink this week, so I'm going to put it into my Disney script.
And ennui, I bet you any money they're going to get somebody to do a French accent. It's going to have a beret.
Okay, so it could work.
Anxiety, and then anxiety. It's like, all right, come on. That's the one. It's like, come on.
That's the one.
Anxiety, really? Anxiety is such the overused buzzword nowadays. It's like, it's called being in a society. It sucks a lot of the time. Okay, so anxiety is what it is.
Do you have
shouldn't
anxiety?
Be up there.
Are you anxious right now? No. Okay.
Oh, the only time I'm anxious is when you're speaking, because then I want to speak. I'm anxious to get my words out. That's the only time I would say I have anxiety. But even that, it's not real anxiety. It's just I'm anxious. I'm like excited to talk on this podcast and talk over you. That's where I feel anxiety.
So maybe that could be a comedic way that they go in Inside Out 2, is anxiety is personified by a podcaster who can't wait for his podcasting partner to stop talking so he could talk, or she could talk, or they could talk.
So how do you do this without fear and disgust? Because I know say this is high school or college.
Fear is just a cartoon scaredy cat. So the emotion is just a big scaredy cat. It's always climbing under the bed.
Pat, You're not paying attention. Bill Hader played Fear.
They already did that. Okay, Fear and Disgust are leaving the movie.
Yes.
I just don't get why they don't just recast those parts. This isn't
No, it's not, Pat. It's not about recasting. It's about ponying up the money. You're Disney, for Christ's sake.
Right.
You can't pay the only relevant person that's going to be in this movie, Bill Hader. As much as the last few seasons of Barry were, to me, unwatchable, the guy is as relevant as he's ever been.
Right.
And Amy Poehler is as irrelevant as she's ever been. And you're going to spend $5 million on irrelevancy? You're Pixar.
So you're I'm trying to diagnose you here. Your anger is more about them not bringing back Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling and paying them what they're worth, more so than you are mad that they are bringing in ennui and anxiety.
No, Pat, what I'm saying is that if these are true, if
can we be toast?
Can We Be Toast is noted Hollywood insider. Can We Be Toast?
Right.
Is correct. This movie is a disaster, and it is a disaster that can be averted, and they don't want to avert it.
I'm just going to
look I'm saying.
Up. Can We Be Toast?
It's not Can We Be Toast. It's Can We Have More Toast?
No. Wait, what is his name?
We Need Some Toast.
We Need Some Toast is his name, is the Hollywood Insider. Have you ever read anything by Can of Toast before this article?
No, because I don't frequent InsideTheMagic.net.
Okay.
Which is where this article was. This is why this is in the AfterB.O, because these are unsubstantiated. So what I'm trying to say is, if this is true, that's what I'm trying to get you to talk about. If this is true.
I mean, if it's
true. This is another disaster by Pixar. If this is true.
Yeah, I mean, anxiety,
but if you reject my hypothesis that this is true, then the conversation is null and void.
Can we get some toast, is the reporter, and I'm just going to look up his work now and see if there's anything else in his reporting. And is Can We Get Some Toast? His log line is Can We Get Some Scoops? Interesting.
Why isn't his name Can We Get Some Scoops?
I mean, I'm sure there's probably a long history of that. I'm not seeing any other scoops here, but will this be a disaster without Bill Hader adding anxiety, adding ennui? I think that they're going to make this work. I think Inside Out 2 is just deigned to be a huge hit blockbuster, no matter what these characters are and no matter who's voicing them. I disagree. I don't think Bill Hader matters at all. And if he didn't want to, if they felt that they didn't want to pay him, I don't think there's a single kid who's going to go or not go because Bill Hader's in.
Pat, it's not about kids. It's about adults. It's about, I told you, navel-gazing, middle-aged millennials. They will see Bill Hader because they lapped up Barry.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying, is that if you can't even get him, your main demo, who is elder millennials and young Gen X parents that drag their kids to this crap. That is your audience.
See, that's where I disagree.
Yeah, Amy Poehler is going to be exciting to them because they still watch Parks and Rec every night before they go to bed.
Inside Out 1 was a $1 billion baby.
What year ago? How many years ago?
But kids rewatch this stuff over and over again. I mean, how many years were there between Finding Nemo and Finding Dory or some of the Toy Story movies? Like, there's long gaps between some of these movies, and it's fine. And I think Inside Out is a movie that kids went to see in a big way, and So Inside Out 2 is also going to be a big kids movie.
But
I don't think
Pixar is not theatrical to them, Pat. All these things you're forgetting for some reason.
but
Pixar
Inside
is no
Out is the
longer
franchise.
theatrical.
It does
No,
like I
doesn't
think
matter.
the problem is launching new things if you're Pixar and getting people to go, but kids know they've watched Inside Out 100 times on TV and they want to see the new movie. And I think Inside Out 2 will be huge. The bigger problem for Pixar is whether they could launch a new franchise, a new Inside Out or Toy Story. But I think Inside Out 2, you could cast the guy from Balls of Fury as the voice of Ennui and have him do a French accent, and that movie's going to make, $700 billion worldwide easy.
All right. So can we have
I
some
know
jokes?
you're a very anti-Pixar,
Not anti-Pixar. I'm
but you got to
pro-truth.
remember that there's
I'm
people whose kids love it.
pro-truth. I'm a straight shooter.
Yeah, I think the Pixar problem isn't going to affect Inside Out. I think
Even
it'll
with
affect.
Ennui.
Yeah, even with the kids will laugh. Like you said, they'll have a French, you'll have Jean Reno do the voice or whatever, and kids will laugh because it's a French guy doing Ennui, and they'll have Woody Allen playing Anxiety or whatever they'll do. Yeah, Inside Out 2 is going to be gigantic.
All right.
So
I guess that's it then. I mean, thanks for being so engaged in this conversation, Pat.
I'm very engaged. I don't agree with you.
You were half asleep.
I'm engaged in disagreeing. I reject your hypothesis.
I think
I don't have to agree to be engaged.
I think you were beaten down by me being correct about Taylor Swift, all the business being repeat business. You don't want to engage in an argument with me because you don't want to be wrong again.
How am I worried about not being wrong again when I am disagreeing with you? If I was worried about not being wrong again, I would say, "Oh no, you're right, Clayton. Yeah, Inside Out 2 is gonna be a disaster because Bill Hader's not in it." And
I feel like you're experiencing Ennui. See, and that's how captivating it is. Is what this was. This was
so you're giving me shit because I didn't yell and scream about Inside, because it's going to be a hit. It's
Here's
silly
the thing.
for you to think that Inside Out 2 is going to be a bomb because Bill Hader's not in it.
Pat,
kids don't give a shit. Kids are going to go see this movie. The first one made $1 billion. Put Ennui in there, and you could put postpartum depression as one of the feelings, and you could put stress about being divorced as another character. It doesn't matter. Kids want to see Inside Out 2. It's going to be a huge
They
hit.
should have fear of the destruction of democracy.
Yeah, sure.
That the fan base for Pixar will love that.
Here again, I agree with you that Pixar overall is leaned way too much into this stuff, but Inside Out as a franchise is where they'll be able to get away with it because it's not them launching something new. It's them just giving the kids the sequel to what they already like.
So you have faith in the Onward director?
I have faith in that kids will go see a sequel to a movie that they loved and it made $1 billion a year ago.
None of those kids were alive when the first one came out.
But it doesn't matter. It's a bit, again, when did Finding Nemo come out versus Finding Dory? Finding Nemo came out in 2003, and let's see, Finding Dory is what, in the 2010s probably? 2000, so 13 years. So Inside Out, that came out in what year? 2015. So that would be as if Inside Out 2 didn't come out until 2028. Okay. And it's coming out next year. So
is it? Maybe not. Who knows?
So that's coming. And let's see, Incredibles. So all right, you wanted to get me worked up. Here we go. Incredibles.
Different. Those were
20. That came out. So that had a 14-year gap in between. So
Incredibles 1 is one of the best superhero movies ever made. let alone one of the best cartoons ever made.
Okay, but they're all just and I get you don't like Inside Out. I also don't like it. None of that matters. It
Emoji
made $1
Movie is
billion.
a better movie.
Kids love it. But it doesn't matter. These are kids movies and kids love Incredibles and
Kids don't
Finding
love
Nemo
Pixar.
and Inside Out, and now they're going to love Incredibles 2 and Finding Dory and Inside Out 2. And it
Just like
doesn't
they
matter
love
that you don't,
Luca.
but Luca wasn't a hit. Luca wasn't a hit. So that Luca 2 wouldn't be a hit, but Inside Out 2 is going to be a hit. It doesn't matter if you are upset that they're putting ennui in the movie. That doesn't
I'm
matter.
not upset. I think it's a mistake.
But I think this is a movie that is mistake proof. It's just a
Oh, don't say, because people used to say that about Marvel. Pixar can make mistakes. They can make mistakes with stuff that should be. I mean, do we want to talk? I mean, listen, this is getting into a long episode. Lightyear. They fucked that up.
oh, but
How do you fuck up Lightyear, dude?
yeah,
That was a slam doink and they fucked it up. They can fuck up Inside Out too, believe
but
me. They can fuck
if
that up.
if they have Inside Out 2 be live action or be uh or I mean, Lightyear was not a sequel to Toy Story. We talked about that so much when that came out. Inside Out 2 is not a complete, left turn from Toy Story the way that Lightyear was from the Toy Story. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That
listen,
was a totally different like format of movie with different voices, a different voice for the lead character and the look for the lead character. The Woody's not in it. It's
we
not what
need to
Inside Out 2 is
have
going to be.
what we need is to have, please, Mom, can I have some more toast on the show to talk about this, talk about these rumors, to set the record straight. That's what we need.
I just think the rumors don't matter for what this movie is going to do at the box office. I think
All right.
everything can we buy some toast says could be true, and it just won't affect the box office of Inside Out 2.
But you can't think that it's going to make the same amount as the first one.
No, but I mean for so many reasons that nothing does anymore. China and like the box offices are going to be a little down from what they
Mhm.
were from something that came out 10 years ago. But I don't think the lack of Bill Hader or them having ennui as a feeling is going to matter at all.
Okay.
I think it'll do less money because to some degree less people go to the theater and because you're not going to have, China give you $300 million worth of box office again.
I
But
just think the move into the esoteric with this is stupid.
But there's a difference between stupid of like what you will enjoy or be annoyed by versus what will actually affect
I
the
think it affects the
movie.
box office. We're just not agreeing. I think it affects the box office when you can't, when you're trying to explain to somebody, oh, look, this character that should be in a Happy Meal is called Ennui. Like,
But
that to
again, if
me is Pixar at its worst.
sure, but if they put a little beret on the character in the Happy Meal, kids are gonna love it.
Well, I mean, listen, we're not going to agree
We're
tonight
not.
on this. We did our 10 minutes, a tight 10 minutes on this.
Yep, we're going into 30 minutes on the AfterB.O. So listen, we give people so much and
Well, I
we
gave a
give them.
lot and you gave half. So really there was maybe 15 minutes
I was
altogether in
just
this
I
where
was just
you weren't
yelling at
leaning
you.
back in
It's
your
the
chair.
AfterB.O. It's the AfterB.O. We're supposed to be get comfortable, relax a little bit.
Okay. All right. I
Come
mean,
on, this is the BO Boys After Dark. We're supposed to be a little relaxed. You're on edge. You got so much anxiety.
I'm experiencing anxiety. I guess listen, if the movie's anything like this, it'll definitely do well at the box office.
Yeah, I mean, what more do you want? I yelled at you.
Barely.
Go
I
fuck
mean, you
yourself.
barely were Lewis
I'll tell
Black.
you. I
I
just
love
told you to
that.
go fuck yourself. I just
That's
told
Lewis
you to.
Black.
There you go. So I'm
That's some
giving you
Lewis
something.
Black.
Yeah.
Good.
All right.
That's Lewis Black earning his 15 grand.
So I think that's it. So I
It's
think
got to be it.
that's got to be it. So thank you everyone for joining us on the web exclusive AfterB.O.